How's it going, you beautiful people? My name is Just Dragon, and welcome back to Azur Lane. Today, we end the full scales as we discover what lies in B3, Last Hope. Hold steady even in the face of the end. Seize the last hope that will guide you to this journey's conclusion. Defeat the flagship, defeat 21 escort fleets, and defeat all enemies. Let's go. World Expo Venue, Visha Pavilion. Temporary Command Room. Rays of light shot from each anchor's skybound wall, converging in the sky above the Visha Pavilion. Dazzling divine light shone upon the center of the anomaly like rays of hope. Ship girls who finished their missions returned one after another to the venue through the microlayer network. Maintenance facilities for the ship girls gathered in the venue were working overtime, but now nearly all the enemies in the area, save for those around the black hole, had been eradicated. 3 remaining targets. 2. 1. That's all of them. Transference device lit off, and finally, the fleet led by Rhys returned. The fleet was organized without separation between the once separated factions, all with dignity worthy of the reunited Irish Orthodoxy name. But they weren't alone. At this very moment, the venue now hosted the full Azur Lane fleet. No Union, Royal Navy, Ironblood, Soccer Empire, Irish Orthodoxy, Dragon Emperor, Northern Parliament, Sardinia Empire, and even Meta from beyond space-time. The Great Fleet was preparing for its decisive battle, and in addition, the Spear of Destiny, the key to striking down the false god, was also in its final preparations. When two concepts smash into each other head-on, Rome will be overwritten, all or nothing. If it goes well, this fleet may never need to step out onto the stage. If it doesn't, however, you may find yourself wishing you brought more friends, Commander. Final checks complete. All conceptual interest signals confirmed. Waiting your final order to launch the Spear of Destiny. No surprise by Clemenceau's sudden seriousness, I gave the order. We have a sense of ceremony when the situation calls for it. Activating the Spear of Destiny system. Now, let's shoot that false god right between the eyes. Lights from all over the world seem to converge in one point above the Visha Pavilion, forming a radiant lance of pure energy. It blazed like the sun, glorious and pure. All who beheld it were overwhelmed with awe. The concept of true divinity collided into the abyssal darkness of the false god's cocoon. The energy from the conceptual anchors flickered and waned, already squeezed to its limits. Just as the last spark of light from the anchors faded, the outer shell of the darkness covering the cocoon split open. Light and darkness alike disappeared, and peace did not return to the sea. We've broken through the cocoon's outer layer, but an even larger gauge is coming out of it. That's not all. The gazers around us are changing their behavioral patterns. Don't move into where the cocoons be. Could that gazer be? Indeed. The situation appears to be as bad as you fear. The gazer that just came out of the cocoon may well be the false god itself. Clemenceau, is what you were trying to accomplish? I was hoping for more decisive victory than this, but unfortunately, it took every little bit for the conceptual anchors just to neutralize the darkness. Early picture of the protection of the false god, which now faced the brunt of its wrath ourselves. Commander, Clemenceau, we're ready to fight at any time. Don't worry about things not going to plan. Alright, dealt that thing a devastating blow it definitely wasn't expecting. Now's the time to press our advantage and finish it off once and for all. With the powers of conceptual manifestation counteracting each other here, this comes down to a good old-fashioned gunfight. Commander, the Irish fleet awaits your orders. The Royal Navy has assembled. Wait your instructions at any time. Likewise, the Parliament stands behind your decision, Commander. Dragon Emperor fleet is ready as well, Commander. Let us work together towards victory. Soccer Empire and Ironblood fleets. I stand with you during this decisive battle. Likewise, the Dagnar stands ready. Let's make an example out of those who would trample upon our dignity and splendor. We shouldn't underestimate the power of a god that Antiochus cannot slay. They have more tricks up its sleeve. Having said that, we're also strong. I shall pull through this crisis, especially with Helena's support. I might know what that thing really is. No, we'll know for sure when we fight. Commander, we don't need her in person, we're counting on your support. Commander, I've played my final trump card. No more tricks, no more contingency plans. My life is now in your hands. The false god and lead us all to victory. All ships in the false god's domain will have significantly reduced stats. In battle, enemies will gain significantly stronger supporting barrages. You know what? In interest of keeping the suspense of this event as high as possible, I am just going to cut out the irrelevant battles. Keep the story going as hard as I can and only show off any relevant dialogue. So, in a much more butchered video than ever before, I will be right back. The massive fleet, comprised of ship girls from all factions, set out, inclusive of a false god from several different directions. Our vanguard has scouted the enemy in our way. We'll be in position to directly attack God soon. It's been so long since I fought like this. I'll launch the first attack. We're in some trouble up in the sky. We're no slouches either. There's some airplanes. We also have airships on our side. It won't be long until we're secure aerial superiority. That's a total sense because of the word airships. No wonder that Roma's team came flying over a whole armada of them, caused quite a stir among the ship girls. Came from under the Colosseum. The signs left a production facility, which our local genius Da Vinci took control of. Oh wait, it's Da Vinci. Fuck. Apparently, they only worked in this anomalous space and were disintegrated if taken outside of it. Do not flinch, do not fear injury. Come, my steel eagles, and destroy our enemies. Roma, you're on the commander's channel. She can't hear me, can me? Excuse me, Commander. I'll call you back later. The mission is going well on all fronts. Our vanguard has already eliminated the god Small Fry. The gauges coming in from the sounding waters getting knocked down one after the other. They can't break through our defenses. The only real problem is the false god itself. It's just been sitting there for a while now. It's possible the spear did the actual damage to it, and not just the cocoon. Those orders will now enter the next phase. This one shall attack as well. There's the commander's presence in this domain affecting me. I feel ready to take on anything. No, you mustn't. Many of the gods are victory condition. Losing the commander is our defeat condition. Without the commander, our coordination will break down and the morale will plummet. Yours included. Ensuring the commander's safety is number one. Furthermore, doesn't the Sakharin fleet need you and your abilities to command it? A good point. This one shall remain here. As instructed, the vanguard now launches an attack on God. That had no effect. On the bright side, it didn't retaliate. The rest of the forces have reached attacking position. Your orders, Commander? Focus your fire on that false god. It's time to make our next move. Give me a little bit longer. We're almost there. We are prepared. Let us go. I guess if the light is all petered out, they can still see it in the background there. What do we have here? I can see the false god's form clearly through the monitor on my command vessel. Floating in the middle of the layers of armor was a girl, cloaked in a ghostly pale light. This isn't working. Our attacks aren't going to breach those defenses. Manifest Meadow is referring not just to the mechanical body of the gazer, but also the little girl in the air. I guess as to why. It's only a guess, but I want to know. I think that girl is Arbiter the Hierophant 5. That's it. My database is recognized as the Hierophant, no matter what data or parameters I feed it. It had appeared some sort of disguise, or something is using the Hierophant's vessel. The latter is true, and that must be the true identity of Marco Polo's false god. I agree. The Ashes fought against the Hierophant a number of times before. They're one of the few arbiters who can be reasoned with. I have all the reason to believe it's somebody taking advantage of her powers and mass production capabilities. Beyond that, there's something deeply unsettling about all this. This is the false god, but the geysers as well, the swarms of enemies, and the white substance. Where I'm from, just about everything is bad open. but even that is varying degrees. All I can say is, I'm afraid you guys just opened a terrible door that can't be shut again. That's interested Junano and her fleet. She mentioned something similar, an enemy beyond our cognition. But they will say no more about this matter. The inhuman matter will tell me nothing beyond I cannot say. One thing I gleaned from this, that knowing too much about it was dangerous. Commander, the only launcher all-out attack. That girl is something very important to the Orthodoxy. Let's take it back from her. You don't mean... Yeah, the crown of the Holy See. I thought Marco Polo took it with her into the sea. It seems that monster took it. Marco Polo can be judged at a later time. More importantly, we must stop the crown from being corrupted. The symbol of the Orthodoxy legitimacy, the crown signifying the wearer's holy position, was the hand of the false god. Wait. As I gazed upon the crown floating in the girl's hand, something suddenly dawned on me. The crown was more than a relic passed down to ancient times. It was, originally, an extension of God. The girl was motionless, but her gaze pierced through me. It was her, the figure that appeared countless times in my nightmares. Commander? What's wrong? You look pale. That is a threat to our world that cannot be allowed to exist. Hit her with everything you have. Damn it, no effect. My shells disintegrate on contact with the armor without even leaving a scratch. I'm out of ammo. I demand a resupply and paid time off. As long as keep coming, no matter how many we destroy. Like Hydras, cut down one and two take its place. Is there a link to the microlayer network or something? No, we're dealing with something altogether different here. It's not like it's popping out of the ocean or sea fog. They seem ripping their way through the fabric of reality itself. Ripping through the fabric of reality? Nation on now. Don't you think it sounds a bit similar to how our barrier domains work? Barrier domains? Don't want to have the same hunch. From an outside perspective, emerging through a Sakura barrier hidden in the sky is the same as appearing out of thin air. There are many ways to conceal such a barrier, too. I see it neither fact nor fiction, but rather a deception of our senses. A barrier is an enchantment that lets you sell through the proper means. Otherwise, attacking it accomplishes nothing more than trying to scoop the moon out of a pond. I see. The saying is doing shadowboxing this entire time. Maybe the people we're fighting was never here to begin with. That is true, a physical form must be hidden away in some domain. They say before they had no more cards to play, but that's not quite accurate. I do have one final move to make. A sacrament from this false god, given to me by Marco Polo. You have no choice but to use it. It'll take some time to repair. Commander, can I trust you to hold the line in the meantime? Who knows any time to create our analysis? Keep up the pressure, Commander. Don't tell me twice. Continue the assault. Cease. All of a sudden I heard a girl's emotionless mechanical voice inside of my head. What on earth was that? I feel like slowing down. My rigging's grinding to a halt. Mine too. Commander, we're all affected by whatever this is. Same here. Can't move. Arc Royal. My head. Damn it. Edge of my hole's going completely haywire. Memphis, you hanging in there? Barely. Somehow, yeah. With one single otherworldly word, the entire battlefield scripted by an icy, death-like chill. Did you hear that voice too? What manner of enchantment is this? Yes, it still moves like normal. It doesn't look like it affected me. It don't look like it affected you much either, for that matter, Shinano. Are you on my command vessel's immune to this phenomenon? No, it's not. I'm affected, albeit not to the same degree as the rest. Most puzzling. So the effect varies from ship girl to ship girl. I'm basically fine. Mine's legs just feel a bit heavy. Likewise, I'm still fit for battle. I feel hardly affected at all. Same with the Master British ships. Basically nothing for them. They can still fight. The blueprint ships and the Master British ships aren't affected much, but the metas are gravely affected. Among everyone on the command ship, only Shinano hasn't been affected at all. Doesn't seem like my hull is being corrupted, but Felt this pain before. This is the exact same thing. I'm all but certain that it's the same thing. Commander, it's too late to retreat now. Retreat? You just gonna run away here, you? I'm talking about me. We all need to get out of here before it's too late. Sorry. You run away with the commander. What happened to the experimental field? Whatever you're thinking, we cannot have you take the commander from us. We're lucky that a certain someone here has barely been affected. Gascog, force a direct connection to cognitive space. A black sun, proudly burning in the dusky sky. The black sun. This is that other sacrament Marco Polo received from God. Correct. The problem with it is that's nigh impossible to control. How is everyone? Can you move freely? Yes, you can kindly come and Sao. Forcibly connecting minds to a separate conceptual space to protect it. To protect against an anti-conceptual weapon in reality that's taking a huge amount of energy. Depending on how to use it, you can affect your opponent's mind. It's upper level technology. Can we be sure the space is connected to somewhere else? So I understand correctly, the Black Sun is actually located in a cognitive plane of existence? How are we supposed to get back from here? 1. For the first time since the battle began, the Hierophant moved her body. She raised the wand in her hands high above her and swung it down, instantly shattering the vision of the glass sun like a black pane. Just like that, she was in control of the world once more. The symbol of judgment was destroyed that easily? Did we overload the connection? Or is this arbiter simply that much stronger than it? Neither. The wand, only recognizing control concepts. This is from the Hierophant's vessels. She's here, in person. Be extremely careful. You don't want to get hit by attacks from that wand. They turn you into dust, or if you're really unlucky, the very concept of existence is right from reality. Good to know. She's basically stuck in place! This will attack time consuming in short range. Commander, usher the mass-produced ships and organize a fleet out of the blueprint ships. Hierophant's grip on everyone is running up. Keep it busy till we get back on our feet. We haven't even knocked a single health bar off of her. I took control of the mass-produced ships and used them as shields for the shipbuilders who could still move. This was just enough to hold the line. Now there is some aircraft coming after us. Commander, we need aerial support. I've got you! I'm going to swat those little mosquitoes. Wait, are those the Devil's drones? Devil's drones appeared in the sky, emerging from nowhere, just like the swarmers down at sea level. The drones, bearing the mark of the Devil 15, all encircled the Hierophant briefly before spreading out in all directions. The region almost resembled the shape of a spider web. Hey, where are you going? Fight me! Disregarding Hakuryu's provocation, the Hierophant once again raised her wand and lightly waved it in the direction of a single aircraft. Only of dazzling golden light that changed nearby aircraft, forming a net of lights. Our sphere come to reality. The Devil, the master support, was aiding her. Maybe this attack was targeting every single ship girl on the battlefield at once. 2. A support protocol? Everyone, dodge! Quick! Managed to move the mass-produced ships just in time to protect our recovering allies from the giant. However, the attack destroyed all the mass-produced ships, even vaporized the Tribunal's conceptual weapon. Support protocol of the Devil? No, that's not all. She must have been the reason why the Devil was acting strangely from the reality lens. There's another enemy behind this one too. I thought it was strange. My Devils are acting so weird. How do they break into that space? Same energy. She's been hunting the commander this entire time. Word of advice. I'll fight another day. Never challenge one arbiter on their home turf, let alone 2. The Devil supports and Hierophant controls concepts. She knows now that the biggest threat to her is the commander. Let her make an extra attack, we're not going to be able to dodge it. This means we can't let her attack. Wait, is she looking at the distance between us? That's Hierophant cocking her head just slightly in my direction. The arbiter move? Hey, we've all taken out one of her bars. Just 99 more to go. What's the fact in recovering ship girls all fired their weapons as much as they could at the Hierophant? Hierophant is charging at the commander. We have to stop her, and fast! Like a deity parting the waters, the Hierophant surged aside even the densest barrage of cannon fire, not even slowing down in the slightest. I saw her shadow cover my entire being, her wand bearing down on me. No, we're not going to make it! Helena, what are you waiting for? Change of plans. Let's get the commander out of here. 3. As the Hierophant wands came down, my vision was engulfed by the radiant web of lights coming from the drones surrounding her. I could not see, I could not feel. There was only light. A portion of the horde of drones exploded. When the light cleared, every combatant in the area was wreathed in a barrier of warm blue light. Please fight until the last light has faded. Memphis, you can't give up. Helena, you... Calm down already. Helena, you can't be... I can't be mistaken identity, I'm sure, Studio of the Ashes. Any more questions and I'll disable that barrier. No, I get it. I won't say anything. I accept you're not the Helena I'm thinking of. I'm glad you understand. The commander's done well to buy me enough time to arrive. The Devil's mainframe is no longer here. Don't have to worry about the supporting drones. Its barrier should also help the others recover from the Hierophant's restraints much faster. As long as the barrier holds, you'll find that her conceptual attacks have little effect. But no, they won't hold forever. You'd be wise to sell the store before it wears off. Also, beware the barrier won't protect you from direct attacks. Commander, could you in this battle? I need more time to corner her. The Hierophant was never able to fight a large number of enemies at once. This is the best chance that we've got. Now that the Devil's support and strongest up and neutralized, the situation is within our grasp. We hardly have to aim at her giant rigging, too. It remains to be seen how effective our attacks are going to be. I'm sure the commander will have no problems locating all her weak points. Everyone grasped the germ of hope that had broken through to despair like parched travelers arriving at an oasis. The second wind that swept through the entire fleet was truly heartening to see. However, hope could not resolve the two main problems at hand. First, we haven't found an effective way of damaging the Hierophant so far. Second, and perhaps more importantly, everything rests on the assumption that we are fighting Arbiter, the Hierophant 5, the assumption that she had not become something else. You know, I could feel her overwhelming gaze upon me. It was an eerie, emotionless gaze, even revolting. Splits. Did the Hierophant just take off her rigging? It's accelerating! Commander, watch out! Hierophant suddenly accelerated, unburdened by her rigging. At lightning speed, faster than the shipgirls could react, she arrived above the command ship. Nobody could stop her now. Save for Shinano, who was on the deck of the same ship. This one won't let you. Next moment, I heard the sound of wind chimes. This one's attack struck? Echoes of the wind chimes continued to linger in my ears, unlike the ephemeral tones I had heard in my dreams before. There was nothing about Hierophant before. She was pushed back for the first time by the machine guns from Shinano's aircraft. In that case, let us see how you like this. Splits. Hierophant split in two? No, Commander! Her shadow detached from her and formed a second copy that seemed to move with its own consciousness. What the fuck can't this bitch do? My guy! Maybe when Hierophant slid through the wall until she came face to face with me. Clone. Ninth force violently seized my conscious way, and I feel myself sinking deep into darkness. Wait, what? I guess it remains to be seen. Let's see just what the Hierophant really is. You know, I do find it funny that we weren't able to knock a single health bar off of the Hierophant. Yeah, I definitely do need to do a compilation video of like my final thoughts on this event, because this has been so much more wild than I could have ever imagined. Either way, we'll just keep on hitting this thing until it dies. As soon as I say that, once again, she gets smacked it the next week. Goes out to find out what happens in a little bit longer. I am returneth once and more. Maybe this time we'll have a cutscene that will finally explain what the hell we're dealing with. And it will explain why I can finally end this video and this recording session. Well, that'll be not until 8 o'clock. This music goes incredibly hard. Alright, Rhys, do your thing. You too. From 80 bars down to 24 in the span of several seconds. God, these two are speedrunners. I open my eyes and look around. I see a dimly lit basement, filled with equipment and furniture that seem oddly familiar to me. Ah, it's where I live! The Hierophant's right next to me, her wand raised above me, although in a completely unmenacing way. But, I hear two sets of footsteps coming towards the door. She freezes in place as if turned into a statue. I see. The doctor's supposed to be here. Striking my mind, the Hierophant cocks her head dubiously and lowers her wand. Due to the stalemate, I've been ordered to further accelerate my research. Not sure what they want, given the production of a next generation Antiochus model has been well underway. Yes, I'm sure the arbiters will give us the need to put power to finance this futile war. Right now, we're still a long ways away from our ultimate goal. Well, let me introduce you to the first daughter of the Arbiter program, Hierophant. The first? That's right, the 0 doesn't count. She's one of a kind, not a member of any series. In any case, the Hierophant will be the cover girl of the Arbiter series. As such, I've strengthened her recognition of language and concepts, and installed models to heighten her empathy and friendliness. Her updated quantum intelligence and analysis system allows her to understand others on a deeper level and express emotions like any human being. The testing progress. Not a single person knows they were speaking with the machine. She passes the Turing test with flying colors. Of course, it doesn't stop there. Someone who can understand and control concepts, understand non-human intelligence, and can simulate how they would speak. She'll need more testing, but she can already communicate with cats, dogs, and dolphins. If more updates, the only limit is why she can surpass the heights of the Tower of Babel. In other words, you want to make more cute white-haired girls. Anzio, how many times do I have to tell you? Yeah, you're just iterating on a tried-and-true design or whatever. Exactly. By the way, why did you decide to start with the 5th major arcana? Don't people usually go in order from the first one? I'm only in the first stages of planning. Frankly, not even certain I can make enough to fill a deck of tarot cards. And also, have you ever heard of this neat show called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? We've been piggybacking off of their marketing for the past few years now. What matters more is inspiration, so I started out with the Hierophant. It inspired me. It symbolizes guidance, compassion, interconnectedness, and conformity. Oh wow, I didn't see you passionate about anything that isn't a weapon of war. You called me over. I was waiting for you to show me your latest weapon of mass destruction. The fact you'd think so is in itself proof of the need for arbiters. As you know, resources become more and more precious and scarce by the day. The Hierophant will spell every misgiving that people have towards the Antiochus. Whether using her as a mediator or as a means of competing for resources and funds, she'll be a major boon. Ah yes, of course you go down that route. And consider this possibility? Keep raising your specs, and maybe, just maybe, she'll be able to communicate with Deus Ex someday. Being able to communicate gives the options of them fighting, yeah? Especially under these circumstances. Whoa, nasty look. What's that supposed to mean? Come on, Commander, what do you think? Why is she asking me? What am I seeing? Is this an illusion? Is memory played by that recorder AI? Hierophant also looks curiously, as if waiting for my order. Also, I don't know why I gave the Hierophant microwave noises. Actually, that's the sound that speaks to me most, given my ever-ending addiction to popcorn. In making of the enemy, you'll better know their weaknesses, all the better to defeat them. A very rational perspective. Really defining the concept of the enemy will bring the right path into view. If we can eventually converse with Deus Ex, the Hierophant's power must be used to fight it. The bloodshed of humanity must be repaid through their complete eradication. I was approaching him in the darkness. His figure was indistinct, but his voice was clear. Hierophant, your work is done for now. Enter sleep mode. Do not resist. The doctor's orders, she began her shutdown program. White light filled my vision, erasing Anzil, Oust, the Hierophant, and the entire space we were in. A door appears, that's a typo, in the distance. A familiar door, standing alone in the pure white chamber. Looks like it's time for me to go home. Scenery changed for a third time. Now I see the building's World Expo venue. More precisely, the remnants of the venue, bathed in moonlight. Sky, land, and sea are back to normal. The mysterious divine vestige is gone, along with the false god. The only sound of the night is the crashing of waves, as if nothing had happened. But the weight of my hands tells me another arbiter. But the weight of my hands tells me the entire arbiter catastrophe was reality. My fingers lightly curled around the symbol of the Irish Orthodoxy's legitimacy, the crown of the Holy See. I can't help but think of myself. What if the crown was controlling the concepts within the domain the entire time, rather than the Hierophant? I received no answer, only the cold weight of the crown, inanimate and lifeless in my hands. I was suddenly cut short by countless voices coming in the communicator all at once. I just want the words to pick out. Seems I had disappeared along with the Hierophant for a period of time. I suppose I should let everyone know I'm alive and well. Full scales. One moment. This shall be the end for now. We are free, and now we have deciphered a bit more of the mystery of the Hierophant. And now it is time for me to rest. If you'd like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Rhys Dragon signing off.